It's really fast. It's right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Luca Urlando.
I'm Keaton Jones.
I'm Charlie Swanson. I'm Ryan Held.
I'm Josh Matheny.
All right, we'll take questions. Yes, David.
Hey, Ryan, David Reeder from Swimming World. What does this mean to you to be back up here after everything that's happened? It's been 8 years. Obviously, we know how close you came 3 years ago, only for the technicality to keep you off the team. So what are you feeling right now?
Yeah, right now it feels great. Just all the ups and downs, looking back on my career and journey. And it's actually, my wife and I were just talking about how in 2021, you know, we've never not taken 6, we've never all like doing this, and then being left off the team by like a technicality. It was heartbreaking. I was kind of in a mix of emotions because swimming, which had brought me so much joy and passion for so long, now all of a sudden caused me so much pain and kind of anger and confusion. And it stung for a long time. But looking back on it now, after 2021, if I had told myself I was going to make the team, I was going to retire. But because of that, I never would have went to ASU, never would have met Herbie, never would have met some of my best friends training there at ASU, never would have, we probably wouldn't have gotten the same dog, wouldn't have had the same house in ASU. And like, my wife and I were just saying, that was a terrible moment, but looking back, blessing in disguise, look at all these great things that came from it.
Next question. Greg.
Greg Eggert, World Aquatics. Luca, you were a rising star as a young man. You're still a very young man, but you had some injuries, you had some problems that you overcame. How do you feel about being back at this level?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. It's been a long journey. I've been swimming for 16 years now. The past 4.5, 5 years has been turbulent, to say the least. But just, taking things one step at a time, one day at a time, and really just been cherishing this journey and having the best time doing it.
Coleman Hodges from Swim. Charlie, what has it meant to you to go to Texas, make a world's team, and then come back to Michigan, your alma mater, train for a year, I assume, not knowing what's going to happen going into this trials, and then ultimately making the team in the 100 breast of all events?
Yeah, so it's, here, I'll talk about this one. I'm ecstatic too. I kind of feel like at the end of every summer since 2020, like COVID and stuff, I was always like, is it time to be done? Is it time to keep going? And going down to Texas was kind of like, I'll try it out. If it goes well, I'll stick at it. And thankful for my time there. I think it helped a lot with helping me grow as a swimmer and a person. But it does feel really good to finally achieve like the dream that I think every young swimmer has. I honestly don't know if I expected it coming in, especially in the 100, but yeah, coming kind of a full circle moment. It's been fun, yeah.
Lane.
Hey there, Lane Higgins from the Wall Street Journal. Josh, this one's for you. You have a very different strategy for racing the 200 breast than your fellow Team USA Olympian, Matt. And not only that, you swim, down the center of the pool. He sort of does not. Have you, how do you go about racing against him, when you know that, or anyone, when you know that their strategy is so different? And, do you ever rib him a little bit for the way he swims that race?
Yeah, I think the most important thing in each race is to kind of know what works best for you. I know that no matter how hard I would try, I would never be able to come home like Matt. Not many people can, but I've kind of found that getting out ahead and just seeing if you can catch me is kind of what ends up working for me most of the time. But it's always fun to race Matt, and it's always great to see him, and we always have fun behind the blocks. So yeah, it's always just a great time in the 200 breast.
You can't tell if he's trying to draft off you?
Try not to think about it.
Matt in the back.
Hi, Matt George from Swimming World. For Luca, I wonder, obviously making the Olympic team is always going to be special, but the fact that it comes in butterfly, for all the injuries that you've gone through, you've obviously had success in different events, but I think it's fair to say maybe fly is where you made your name to kind of start out with. I wonder if that adds something to this accolade of where your fly has come from through all those injuries and to get back to where you are now with it.
Yeah, no, it's super special. You know, my injury, being a shoulder injury, was very specific to butterfly. And when I was 17, I had a lot more flexibility and mobility, and I was able to kind of use that in my stroke and be able to swim a 200 butterfly with, I like to think, a little bit more ease. Now that I'm older, I know my body a little bit better, and I'm stronger in different ways. I've had to change my stroke quite a bit so that I'd be able to swim butterfly consistently and train at a high level without having to worry about more injuries.
Ahmed Zaid, Big Friendly Swim Podcast. For Keaton, in 2016 it was Ryan Murphy and Jacob Pebley. In 2021 it was Ryan Murphy and Bryce Mefford. And now in 2024 it's Ryan Murphy and you. What does it mean for you to now add your list to this legendary group of U.S. backstrokers?
I mean, it's an honor. I mean, that list of guys is historic, and backstroke in the U.S. has always been legendary, and it's something that we really have excelled at. And to add to that list, I mean, it definitely was in my mind coming into trials. I think me and Destin wanted to make sure one of us was going to be on the team for this event with most likely Murph, or if Murph couldn't do it, both of us. And that was kind of what we've been striving for all year. We definitely wanted to keep it in the Cal family. The list of backstrokers is legendary for Cal, and it is a privilege to be added to that list.
Any other questions? Oh, Coleman.
Coleman Hodges from SwimSwam for Keaton. Just kind of a follow-up to that. We talked earlier in the meet about, you know, your training group at Cal and coming in as a freshman and getting to swim with those guys. And I mean, everyone on the stage trains at storied programs. But for Cal, I'm wondering if just being around the history and the legacy that they have, especially putting guys on Olympic teams, if that affected that mentality coming into this meet at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a presence on pool deck when you walk by and speaker and you see the list of names on the wall. I mean, that was one of the things Jack told me when I, in the cool down after the two back, he was like, we walk by that wall every day and our names are going up there now, next to like legends. But yeah, you feel it every practice when you're stepping up and Murph is ripping times and Abby's going, and just, I mean, Nathan Adrian's coming to practice and watching us, and it's just, the vibes and energy were way different this year than anything I've ever experienced before, and it made you want to come in every day and just sell as hard as you could and give everything you had.
Last question, David.
Also for Keaton. You guys have obviously had a great week. The Cal guys putting a lot of guys on the Olympic team, but also some tough moments. Destin obviously in that 100 free coming up painfully short. Daria tonight. So how do you guys handle that as a team, right? Obviously supporting and cheering for you guys when you have these big moments, but also supporting the guys who came up just short in a meet where that does happen.
Yeah, I mean, with a meet like this, you a lot of highs and lows, a lot of good swims, a lot of not swims that we would want to have back for sure. I mean, that's just what happens when you bring such a large team. Not everyone's going to be able to hit, but you know, I know we're all supporting each other, and the guys who are moving on, and the guys who got left home, like, we're all going to support each other no matter what, and, you know, they're all going to be back. They're all great swimmers, and, you know, go Bears.
Thank you.